People always say, happy wife, happy life. But nobody talks about this. Good sex, good sleep, better man. And honestly, there's real biology behind that statement, because when a man feels connected, desired, touched, and sexually fulfilled in a healthy way, a lot changes. He sleeps deeper, his stress hormones calm down, his nervous system relaxes, testosterone stabilizes, he becomes more emotionally available, more patient, more playful, more generous, more present. I could go on. And when intimacy disappears for long periods of time, men change too. They change emotionally, of course, but they also change biologically. Let's be clear before we go any further. This is not an excuse for men to become cruel, manipulative, emotionally abusive, or selfish. Biology may explain behavior, but it doesn't excuse bad behavior. This video is about helping men and the people who love them understand what can happen beneath the surface when intimacy, affection, touch, and sexual fulfillment disappear for long periods of time. Because this conversation is not just for married couples, it is for the man who is single and wondering why he feels more irritable, restless, or even disconnected because he's not getting any. It's for women trying to understand why the man she loves seems distant, tense, or emotionally shut down. And it's for couples trying to repair. And it's for anyone who wants to build kind of healthier love, better sex, deeper sleep, more peace. Because once you understand the biology, you could stop seeing each other as the enemy and start seeing the real problem more clearly. Because intimacy is not just recreation, it is relationship maintenance. It is emotional regulation, nervous system regulation, bonding chemistry, stress relief, reassurance, connection. It is like watering a plant. You don't notice the damage immediately when you stop, but slowly something starts drying out. Less touch, less flirtation, less softness, less patience, less pursuit, less laughter, less connection, less income probably even. And eventually people can start feeling lonely even when they're not technically alone. Lonely in a marriage, lonely in a relationship, lonely while dating, lonely at the restaurant, lonely while single. I'm Dr. Rachel Ross, physician and sexologist, and today we're talking about what actually happens to men when they feel chronically unwanted. Whether they're married, dating, single, divorced, or quietly wondering what's happening with their relationship. And if you care about relationships, hormones, intimacy, sexual health, and understanding what is really happening beneath the surface, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we do this every week. Let's start with something most people are never taught about men in general, including men themselves. See, for many men, sex is not just a physical release. It's really one of the primary ways they experience emotional connection. So that doesn't mean that they don't value emotional intimacy. They do, but many men feel emotionally bonded through physical intimacy, through touch, through closeness, through flirting, through sex, through affection, through physical reassurance. That's when they feel I'm wanted, we're connected, I still matter, we're okay. And when intimacy disappears for really long periods of time, something starts happening underneath the surface. See, a man may start asking himself questions he never says out loud. Do they still want me? Am I still desirable? Am I wanted anywhere by anyone? Am I failing? Am I just useless now? And that's where the shift begins, not only in the bedroom, but actually in his confidence. Now, on the flip side, when a man feels desired, his body gets a very powerful biological message. I've got this. That's testosterone. And testosterone is not just about sex drive. It affects confidence, drive, motivation, competitiveness, emotional resilience, pursuit. But when a man repeatedly feels rejected, unwanted, or disconnected, that brain starts adapting. It starts saying, stop reaching, stop trying, protect yourself. And then his pursuit system starts shutting down. Now, the pursuit system, that's dopamine. Dopamine is the pursuit and reward chemical. It's what makes a man pursue, flirt, initiate, plan dates, and look forward to connection and feel excited about being close because he's anticipating what's happening next. But when reaching for intimacy repeatedly leads to like rejection, embarrassment, awkwardness, and emotional pain, the brain starts learning, if I try, by that, I get pain. And over time, the excitement around intimacy starts to fade. Not because he doesn't want the connection, but because he doesn't care. He doesn't want to deal with that type of failure. Now, then comes oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is the bonding chemical, the we're connected hormone. It rises through touch, cuddling, kissing, sex, affection, closeness, and warmth. And when intimacy disappears, oxytocin drops too. So the emotional glue really starts weakening. People start feeling less bonded, less soft, less safe, less connected, less generous. And sometimes they don't even realize why. They just know the relationship feels different. Something feels off, or your body feels different, or they feel like more alone than they used to. Now, then with all of this, cortisol rises. That's the stress hormone. And this is where men often becomes different versions of themselves, more irritable, more reactive, more emotionally shut down, more distant, more numb. Not because they're trying to punish anyone, but because their nervous system has shifted into protection mode. And honestly, most people have seen both versions of this. They've seen how different a man can become when he feels connected, desired, respected, sexually fulfilled, and emotionally safe. He's calmer. He's more affectionate. He buys gifts. He's more patient. He's playful. He's more emotionally available, more motivated, more engaged, more present in his own life. And it's biology. So this leads me to a quick question. Have you seen this in yourself or your partner or someone that you love? Comment if you've seen it, both versions, or comment, this explains a lot. Now, when intimacy disappears and disconnection starts becoming kind of the normal status quo, men start withdrawing. And this is where people start misunderstanding each other really badly. If he's in a relationship, his partner may see he's distant, he's irritable, he's just focused on his work, and think he doesn't care anymore. He's just focused on something else. Meanwhile, he may be thinking, well, they don't want me anymore. I'm tired of being rejected. I don't know how to reach for them without feeling stupid, and I don't want to try and fail again. Now, both people are hurting while both are feeling unseen. Now, if he is in a relationship, this can turn into a painful loop. He feels unwanted, so he withdraws. His partner experiences the withdrawal as a disconnection, so they pull back. Now he feels even less wanted, so he stops initiating entirely, and over time, two people who may still be very much in love with each other start feeling lonely in the same relationship. But if he's single, the loop can look really different. He feels unwanted, so he stops putting himself out there. He avoids dating. He avoids flirting. He avoids vulnerability, and he tells himself, I'm just focused on work, and I'm just not interested anymore. But underneath all of that, the nervous system is simply trying to avoid rejection. But here's the real tragedy. A lot of people are not cold, careless, or incapable of love when this happens. Sometimes couples still love each other really deeply. And sometimes single men still really want that connection. Sometimes women still deeply care, feel exhausted, tapped out, resentful, unsure how to reach him. And sometimes men are not trying to be distant. They're not trying to feel rejected either. Neither person is necessarily the villain, but the nervous system may be in protection mode. And when that happens, intimacy stops feeling natural. It's cumbersome. It's complicated. It's avoided, right? That's why understanding this matters so much, because once people stop personalizing every single behavior and start understanding the biology beneath it, compassion really becomes possible. Repair becomes possible. Self-awareness becomes possible, and that connection becomes really possible again. So let's talk about what actually helps. First, a man needs to reconnect with the feeling of being desirable again, not tolerated, desired. So if he's partnered, that may come through compliments, flirty texts, physical initiation, affection, being reached for, or hearing, I want you. And if he's single, that may start with rebuilding confidence, fasting from masturbation, getting back into his body, taking care of himself, flirting again, working hard, and remembering that he is still allowed to want and be wanted, because desire is not just about being chosen by someone else. Sometimes it starts with becoming available to life again, okay? Second, physical touch really matters. Now, not every touch needs to lead to sex, but touch keeps nervous systems connected. And if you're partnered, that may look like holding hands, long hugs, cuddling, sitting close, kissing, rubbing his back, touching without pressure. Touch tells the body, we're safe with each other and I want you. And if you're single, this still matters too, because human beings need healthy touch, warmth, movement, body connection, massage. And if you're dating and you meet someone new and they don't text you back. They're seeming disconnected at dinner. They're not responding. Get rid of them sooner than later because you don't want to take an additional hit. Now, third, appreciation matters. Men need to feel respected, useful, valued, acknowledged, not worshipped and babied, just seen. Because when a man feels like nothing he does matters, the nervous system starts protecting him from disappointment and he checks out. It shows up as distance, irritability, shutdowns, yelling, lack of motivation. Appreciation does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means noticing what is good and acknowledging it while being honest about what still needs repair. Fourth, consistency. Consistent intimacy matters. Not perfect intimacy, not porn star intimacy. Just a kiss, a look, compassion, touch, real connection, real conversation, affection, a joke, a shared bed, a body that does not feel ignored, because intimacy is relationship maintenance. Better mood, better patience, better connection, better nervous system regulation, better life, better love. So tell me, which one are you going to try first? Comment desire, touch, appreciation, or consistency. Let me know you're hearing me. Now, if you're watching this and realizing, wow, I have let intimacy become awkward, avoided, disconnected, or even non-existent, I want to give you something that can help. I've got 2 books, Sexpert Secrets, Playbook. It's for you to understand desire, intimacy, confidence, and sexual connection in practical ways that work in real life. From no sex to great sex in 7 days or less. Listen, this is you. If you're in this relationship, there's help right here. So click the link below, scan the QR code on the screen, download your free copy because it's free to you because you're in my YouTube community. So let's bring this home. What happens to men when they feel chronically unwanted? Their confidence changes, their pursuit system changes, their stress level rises, the nervous system shifts, their emotional availability changes, and yes, sometimes they become quieter, colder, more distant, or more irritable. Not because they're bad guys, but because disconnected human beings change biologically over time. Their brains change. And women change too when intimacy disappears. That's why this conversation matters, because intimacy is not optional decoration in a relationship. It's really human nourishment. It affects everything from sleep, stress, mood, connection, confidence, and the way people show up in the world and in love. And once men understand that, and the people who love men understand it too, everything starts to shift. So if this helped you understand yourself, your partner, or someone you love better, comment below. And if you want help rebuilding connection, download one of my books. It'll help. I'm DrRachael. I love you. Boom! Watch this next if you're struggling with sex. Let's go.